Football and boxing share so many similarities. Working class sports played and fought by working class people. Rivalries built up over the years, passed down from generations to generations. Nottingham Forest versus Leeds is one of those rivalries. On October the 7th, live on DAZN, it's a rivalry that will play out in the ring as the current WBA Featherweight Champion Leigh Wood will take on former two-time IBF Featherweight Champion Josh Warrington. Before they meet in the ring, they meet here. This is Wood versus Warrington. This is Face Off. That's an interesting t-shirt, Josh.
Thank you very much.
Interesting. What do you make of that?
He's a great artist.
Got my good angle, to be honest.
Yeah.
Perm looks good.
Hair looks really good. Hair looks good. He's got the chain on as well. He's gone detailed. He's got the forest chain on as well. Leigh, Josh would have been on your radar for years, right? I mean, he's been the big star of British boxing for a long time. Those big fights with Frampton and Galahad and Selby. When did Leigh go onto your radar?
When I first started coming through, I think Leigh was probably around the same level as I was at the time. We're probably looking for British title fights, domestic title fights, and I think at the time it had taken to Twitter, mentioned my name a few times. So I thought his paths might have crossed earlier on, to be honest with you. But recent times, probably, the last 12 to 18 months, I'd say.
Back then, when he was having those big fights, sold out arenas, right? Incredible energy inside those arenas. Did you ever think it was possible? Did you think you were going to get your opportunity?
There was times when I thought I wasn't going to get the opportunities. There was times I thought it might pass me by. I always knew I was good enough to win these fights and be at this level, but I thought, I'm not going to get the opportunities. When I sat there in the gym in Sheffield and things would come in and falling through all the time, and I was going back to my flat, I was crying some days. I was like, am I ever going to get the chance? All I wanted was the chance. And literally, I would have fought anyone. One time, there was talks of Frampton's opponent pulled out for a show. I think it was about 3 weeks' notice. And it's like, would you take it? I was like, I'd take it. I told my management I'd take it. That's how desperate I was getting at the time, just for an opportunity to show what I was. So yeah, there was times when I thought it may never happen.
Yeah. How did this come about? I've spoken to both of you after fights, and after your victories, even defeat, you've always said, I want to get to America. I want that fight in America, Ade, that's what I want. You've always said, America's been there in your background, you wanted the city ground. You've never really, in the last couple of years, mentioned each other that much. So how did this one come about?
Yeah, I think I've just been on my own path. I got the opportunity for the world title. I won the world title. Then I had to defend against Conor because they were sorting the belt situation out, so that was out of my hands. Then I got a choice of who to fight, and Josh had a fight at the time for the world title, so the next best thing for me was the person that beat him. This fight for me made sense because I thought it was going to happen at the City Ground. I thought the best person, probably one of the only in the division to headline fight at the City Ground was me and Josh. It makes perfect sense. The rivalries, the cities, the clubs. So yeah, I was going in for the fight. Let's get this fight, let's get it there. And then once we started negotiating the fight, and then we found out we couldn't have it there, the fight was already made. So it's like, let's just do it anyway, kind of thing.
Josh, is this one that you wanted as well?
Yeah, it's natural. Boxing has been booming in this country, in the UK shores. Big fights have been made, not bigger than the domestic rivalry. I've shared a fair few with them over recent years. Selby, Frampton, Galahad. Everyone loves a domestic rivalry, and to be fair, I've been part of Leigh's success in some kind of way, because if I'd have got through Lara behind closed doors, then Leigh wouldn't have never got that chance against Kanju. Then I'd have potentially bought Kanju, may have gone to America. Fucking hell, I might be retired by now. But things happen, and he's faced one of my former opponents who I never managed to get a win over. He has. So I feel like I've been part of his journey. But now, October 7th, we're putting into that.
Everyone assumed after that technical draw with Mauricio Lara Headingley, fantastic atmosphere, that you're going to go in again with Lara. Leigh jumped in. Mm-hmm. Was there any part of you that was angry that Leigh jumped in, took the opportunity?
Leigh got given an opportunity. Mauricio Lara after that said he never wanted to fucking fight me again because I'm a dirty cheating bastard, or whatever his translator had said. Intentionally headbutting him after two rounds. Yeah, he's deluded. He gets off the stool, and it's their team calling over the referee. if he really wants to be in the fight, you don't want the referee to be involved. You do whatever you can to survive. For me, he was happy to get out there, and you know, for whatever reason, he said he didn't want to fight me after I'm a cheating bastard. Then he's saying he wants to finish my career. Leigh gets presented an opportunity, and like any fighting man, he takes it.
What do you make of that, Leigh? The cheating stuff, the headbutts. We've heard it before. It isn't just Mauricio Lara that said it. Other fighters have said it. Do you think he's a dirty fighter?
No, I don't. I think, without going too much away, I think Josh is good on the inside. He does the right things, head down, hips back. But yeah, I think if you don't know what you're doing in them situations and you stay where you are, you're going to clash heads. I can see why people get caught. Like, if you look at other fighters who box, there's not been a problem. So it depends what you're doing as his opponent.
Yeah. Josh's best wins for me, Carl Frampton, Lee Selby, fantastic wins. Those are 2018 though, a long time ago. Galahad as well, fantastic. That run was amazing, right? Do you think he still is that fighter?
I look at it, is Josh still performing as good as he was then? Yeah. Then I think, well, is he not? Why isn't he getting the results he was getting then? And I think it's just style matchup. I think the styles that he had back then favoured him. The styles recently haven't favoured him. I've been ringside, don't forget, his last 3-4 fights. Lopez, I was ringside, and I thought he was unlucky not to get a decision, especially in his hometown. I thought it was a very close fight. It wasn't a fight where he come out and got absolutely battered, was it? And everyone's saying Lopez is the best in the division, by myself.
Doesn't look bad now what Lopez did to Conlon, does it?
No, not at all. Yeah, and I was there for the Kiko fight. He got hurt bad. He got hurt very bad, and he bit down and got through it and got the victory as well. So to say he's on the slide, it's people watching a few little clips or highlight reels and then saying, yeah, he's on the slide. Look at the results and saying, yeah, he's on the slide. I don't believe that, and that's not what I'm preparing for at all.
Do you question whether or not you've still got what it takes to compete at the very top, though, Josh? It is one win in your last 4.
I don't know, Adam. My back hurts these days when I get out of bed, and I've got a few more greys. My airline starts a few years back these days. But listen, if I listen to the critics, then I would have never have got to the level that I've achieved now. Start off slow in my last one, and that's it. I've seen better days. I got battered in parts of that fight, but it was me who finished on top at the end. I still feel like I'm in my prime. I really do. Yeah, I'm feeling top of my game right now.
Who's the better boxer?
Back myself.
Yeah?
I back myself, yeah.
I can't do some of the stuff that I've seen Leigh do. It's certainly switch hitting stuff. In terms of a boxing match, I'm not always told as a fighter, as someone who just goes forward, but I still think at this stage of my career, there's many things that I do that get overlooked.
Both of you, I think, have performed so well when you're underdogs in fights, right? You're underdog in Michael Conlon, you're underdog in the Mauricio Lara fight, you got a victory. You're underdog certainly against Selby and Frampton. Most people think you're the underdog in this one as well, Josh. That's not going to bother you though, is it? Because you perform your best when you're an underdog.
Mate, it's fuel to the fire. I've been underdog since I come onto the scene. But there's something about when you tell me that I can't do it, there's something just about that gives me another little spark. I always feel like I've been the fucking underdog ever since I come onto this earth. I was born premature with pneumonia on my lungs. I don't get upset when people back Leigh. That's just their opinion. But it'll make it that much sweeter when my arm's raised on October 7th.
Your last couple of fights, again, it has been Michael Conlon, it's been Mauricio Lara, Zhu Can in there. Is he on that level?
Yeah, I think it's proven, isn't it? It's proven to be on that level. You don't become a 2-time world champion if you're not on that level. He's had some good wins, probably better wins than me. If you look at like Selby, Frampton and Galahad, 3 really good wins here. You don't get them kind of wins not being good enough. And you can't look at him and think, well, he does this bad or does that bad or his boxing ain't great, because he can do things very well that I can't do. But when you say like a good boxer, I think of a good boxer as adaptable. And that's why I'm a good boxer, because I'm adaptable. I will look at and be good enough and bold and brave enough to say, right, okay, yeah, they can do this better than me, but this is how I win that fight. He can do this better than me. Conlon, loads better boxer than me. And his southpaw, everything you don't want, everything I don't want. And when we looked at it, think, right, how can we win this fight? And we approach it, and we nailed it down, we did it. Zhu Can, same thing, with five weeks of training I had for that fight. and was fighting someone that had the record for punches thrown per round, how'd you beat someone with that volume on 5 weeks' notice? We looked at it, our team looked at it, and we found a way to win. Same with Laura, very dangerous. And as I found out myself the first fight, I went for glory, I went for the knockout. I wanted to win in front of my own city. I wanted to impress, and I got a bit greedy. But we knew what we had to do to nullify him and to get the victory over the line. And I went out and did it the second time, what I should have done the first time. So, yeah, like I say, when I say good boxer, that's what I think, adaptability. How good can you adapt to win?
Was you surprised about his victory over Lara the second time round, considering what happened the first?
No, because I thought it was boxing brilliantly the first time. It sounds like a fucking dating show, this, doesn't it? Sounds like a dating show, but it was. I actually turned around to Eddie and Frank on the front row, and they said, Nottingham it is. I actually thought we'd be going to the City Ground a few months later because Lara were getting his head boxed off, so I expected him to be more cautious and more careful the second time.
Yeah, let's talk about Sheffield, October the 7th. The atmosphere is going to be incredible. I think it's fair to say split down the middle. What kind of atmosphere do you expect it to be?
It's going to be great, actually. The Conor fight, the atmosphere was unbelievable. The fans battle back and forth. When it's your own arena and you feel it yourself, you get the chance, you get the entrance and that, but like sometimes it was a little bit quiet, You need a reason to keep going. And when my fans hear his fans and his fans hear my fans, they're going to keep going.
Yeah.
It's going to be unbelievable.
The best two atmospheres, and people will say, Ade, you're always saying this, but it's true. I've always said it. Headingley, Mauricio Lara was number one. And I've always said number two, you probably heard me say it, Leigh, was your fight against Conlon. So the idea of your fans coming together, I think it's going to be carnage. I heard Sheffield Wednesday are playing around the city as well at the same time. So it's going to be crazy off it as well.
So it's going to be a hell of an atmosphere in the city, never mind the arena. I think Sheffield are playing Huddersfield, so there's another Yorkshire side in the city. But yeah, it's going to be a great night. But this is the fights I fucking live for. This get me a semi on. You know what I mean? It's good to be part of it. Like it's one of them where once you're in there and you're throwing the shots and you just have to pause for a minute and say, fucking hell, this is living a dream. And I can't wait to be in there.
Do you expect, Leigh, or do you predict a knockout in this one?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think you can knock Josh out?
Yeah, but like I said before, I've been ringside for his last 3 fights. I've seen him get hurt. I know he's tough. I don't believe the people he's been hurt by hit as hard as me and at the same time or as calculated as me. So they might land a few shots, but are they good finishers? Have they got good setups? I don't think they have. I think Lara is a big puncher, not calculated. He doesn't know what he to do. He's not a great finisher in the sense gets someone hurt and knows what he needs to do to set it up. He rushes sometimes. But I believe I'm one of the biggest punchers in the division. Not only that, I can set up and I'm calculated.
You've been in with massive punchers, Josh, really big punchers.
Yeah.
Do you think you can knock him out?
Yeah, 100%. I don't have as many knockouts on my record as what Leigh does, but then again, most of my knockouts have come at championship level. They've come at fights where they've mattered, not against fucking someone who's had 75 losses, 3 wins, who's coming for a payday to survive. I can stop Leigh. The last few fights he's been put on his backside, and why can't I do that?
Although Leigh's the champion in this one, do you think you're a level above?
I do believe so, yeah. You look at run of form, Leigh's recent run of form, Kanju, the monster, who turned out what a fucking monster. Conlon had a life or death fight with him, brilliant fight, and fucking kudos to Leigh. Showed the art of a lion to keep on going and battling and win. Lara put on his backside and obviously stopped. And then, whereas my fucking run of form, well, it was 30 fights, unbeaten, rather than just a recent run of success.
What do you make about picking out your biggest wins?
No, yeah, I agree with him.
Kanju's not the monster. Life and death of Michael Conlon.
They never are. When you do a good job and you beat him convincingly, they never are. It's the first time he's been on his arse. I think it's the first time Lara been down with a headshot as well. Conlon, I don't think he'd ever be touched down either. You just have to take everything with a pinch of salt, keep getting your victories, and eventually someone look back and go, do you know what? There was good wins. And actually, Leigh Wood's the real deal.
Did either of you ever think of losing and what it would mean for your career? Leigh, 35. Josh, if you lose, it will be 1 win in 5. Do either of you think of how damaging the loss will be?
Got a YouTube boxing, I think.
There's a lot of money in it.
Maybe so. No, fucking, it can't cross your mind, can it? I don't think you get to this level if you start thinking. You know, there has been moments in my career where I think, fuck me, everyone has little demons. Everyone has demons, but I say the mindset going into this one, it's not been as strong. It's not been as strong. I had my pals speaking to me. Then when they're asking about training, there's like, fucking hell, I've seen like this for a long time. They see it, they know that I ain't getting beat this one. Simple as that. And my mind is that strong. I won't allow it. I don't even like cross my mind.
I approach every fight the same, you know. I never doubt myself. I never think, what if? I think, right, am I doing every single thing I need to do to win? And the answer is yes, every time. Am I doing my work away from the gym? What am I doing away from the gym? Am I resting? Yeah. Am I eating right? Or I am. Am I watching what I need to watch for my team? Am I studying him? Yeah, I am. Am I studying fights he's been in? Am I doing enough? Am I doing everything I can do? And I am. I always do, and every time I do that, I win. I'm not a boxing fan. It's no secret I'm not a boxing. I can't watch loads of boxing. If someone says to me, right, you're fighting Josh Warrington, I'd watch a little bit, look what he boxes like, and that'll be it. But my team will have gone through hundreds of hours of footage of him, of many fights, and they pull out things that's going to be helpful for me. And they pull things out and they make a 20-minute scouting report, and I watch that daily. I don't know, because they're the things that are on there that I need to be aware of. When he's doing certain things, making certain mistakes, when I capitalise on them, things also I need to be careful of. That's all in compressed, dumbed down, you could say, for me. I love fighting, did everything on fight night. That's what I'm there for, do you know what I mean?
All right, how does the fight play out? Josh, you first.
Josh Warrington win.
Yeah, that simple.
Simple.
By any means necessary.
By any means necessary.
Yeah.
I'm the new.
And the new 3-time world champion. Leigh, how does it play out?
I believe he's going to make the same mistakes he makes and do the same things he always does.
What mistakes?
I'll say I can't say. But, you know, I know that I'm going to be dominant majority of the fight. I'm going to beat him up in times as well. I'm here to win, and, you know, it's that easy to win as well. But I know what I need to win, and I'm confident doing it.
You laugh when he said mistakes there. Make mistakes? What mistakes?
Yeah, I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. All make mistakes. Eat a battle.
The things that, like, when I say, like, oh, he makes mistakes, they're not like mistakes that everyone can see, like, oh, he don't do things very, very poorly. Sometimes the things they pick up on are things he does very well, but he does them that often, I can exploit him.
Tells. Clever.
But, you know, like...
Tell me one.
Instead of telling you one, I'm going to show you one on the night, yeah? I would never watch a fight of his and say, oh, yeah, he does this, this, and this at that time. I wouldn't have known that. I would have not seen them. But that's what my team's there for. My team's seen them and showing them me. And now they've shown me, it's like, wow, I would never have seen them before. And not just Josh, like, I've got them as well. Every fighter's got them. The new fighter's unbeatable. But when, like I say, keep saying, banging on about my team, like, they pull them things out and give them to me to capitalise on.
I might as well say that Johnny Kebab, he might look like a fighting champion, but there's a lot of brains behind his daft head and his shit haircut and his big belly. You know, there's a reason why he's having so much success with Max Hughes at the minute. You know, there is a mastermind behind that. And although he's not great with technology, he'll take his iPad, he'll go sit on top of it for half an hour, take his notepad, and he'll fucking divulge your plans like he always does. And come up with A, B, C, D plans and ways to come by. So, likely as he's trusting his team, me and my dad for many years have had great success and continue to do so, and we will do on October 7th.
Final one. Do you guys both sort of look at each other and remind each other of yourselves?
He's a family man. He's like a Leeds version of me. I've said it before, you know, a Leeds version of me that don't box as good or punch as hard, or teams in the Premier League. But apart from that, like, we're bang on the same, you know, like, I look at him, like, I familiarise myself with how he conducts himself and outside the ring, and yeah, a lot of people that know him, that mutual friends, like, say he's a great guy, but it's irrelevant on fight now, you know, I'm coming to win. And after, yeah, we can have a drink.
Probably Leigh will go alongside the people having my phone book, like Carl Frampton. You know, respected card before the fight. We had a fucking fight of the year, and this don't look well. Like selling the fight on his own because people want to see us fucking tearing each other out.
Exactly what you're going to do.
But old school fighters and the real fighter will know what we're capable of bringing to the table. And let's say we don't. It's not our style to go to press conferences and start screaming and shouting and carrying on slagging off. Yeah, if I'd started, slagging off Lee's there, then he might have something to say about it or do,
Yeah, same. I give what I get. I'm sure he gives what he gets. Like if it started that way.
Until then, it's mutual respect, and we come where we go to the gym, we train hard, go home to our families, spend our time. And then when it's time to turn it on, it's time to turn it on, and that's that. And once the business is done, shake hands and move on.
It's refreshing. It's refreshing because we normally get a lot of trash talk and we don't need it. I think you guys don't need it because we know it's going to be a fight of the year contender.
That's it. They need to sell this fight. It sells itself. You've never seen him not turn up. Never seen me not turn up. Let's leave it to fight night.
I think it's easy to say then. Handshake, gents. Well done. That was a firm one as well from Josh. He put an extra squeeze in that, didn't he? October the 7th, live on DAZN. Will it be a case of and the new, or will it be and still? Make sure you tune in for this one. You don't want to miss a fight of the year contender.